This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Today is Flying Doctor Day.
yes.
And donations today are going to be matched dollar for dollar by generous partners like CBH Group, IGO Limited and West Gold.
I think
so
it's
awesome.
I think it's really hard to not find someone that hasn't been helped by RFDS.
My mum had 2 trips a couple of years ago, which is massive. My brother as a kid, always on the RFDS.
My brother, he fell off his bike one day. He broke his leg. The bone was sticking out of his leg, and then he was flown there as well.
Yeah.
So
We're always thinking about people who are living in remote areas in
that's
particular,
right.
but not people who are travelling.
Well, sometimes city people need the RFDS too. Welcome to the show, Emma, who coincidentally happens to work in the same building as us. Emma, welcome.
Hey, Em.
Thank you.
Hi,
Thanks,
Em.
guys. Thanks for having me.
So you work upstairs from us.
I do. I work at
how have you enjoyed the renovations here?
I'm glad to say that I'm happy that they're over.
Wasn't there? There was a lot of shit going on.
There was
loud?
lots of banging and crashing,
Yes.
and often we were on the phone, and it was very difficult to hear our candidates and clients. But we are very happy that you have a beautiful studio too.
Well, we're glad that after hearing all the noise, you get to experience
It's
it.
lovely. It's a beautiful studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, well
Thank
done,
you.
guys.
Now, Em, how did you get to experience the Royal Flying Doctors?
Well, Sean, we were holidaying down in Esperance last year with our young family. We are from Perth, obviously, and had been down to Esperance the last couple of years. Absolutely love it down there.
So
pretty good, isn't it?
Obviously, no, you love it. And we sang at the caravan park.
Which one?
The RSC caravan
Oh,
park.
Yeah,
That's a
okay,
good
so it's
one.
one right
Which
across the
is-
road from the beach.
Yeah,
It's a great
absolutely beautiful.
spot.
Have you seen those new villas in the pool?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
amazing.
They are stunning, yeah. We had been there the last couple of years, and one afternoon, our little son, Parker, who was 2 at the time,
Yeah.
just wanted to go for a little scoot before dinner, which he does often. So he just sort of went off, and our other son Archie was just at the playground, and we sort of went to follow him and got stuck talking to our neighbours who had just turned up from, spending a day down at some beautiful beaches. And as we were chatting to them, a few people started running past us and said, a kid's been hit by a car. And I said, I hope it's not my kid. And Archie
Emma.
ran up and said, it's Parker.
Oh,
my God, Em.
So obviously we ran around the corner because we were probably only about 8 or 10 metres away, and just saw Parker lying underneath the drawbar.
How long ago
So
was this again?
It was last January.
last year.
This is still
At
affecting
2 years of age.
His memory of this is
Yeah.
vivid.
Yeah, it's when I talk about it,
Yeah,
obviously,
I mean-
we've got a good news story because he's
he's okay.
very well today, and that's that's beneficial from the RFDS. An ambulance had already been called by the time we got there. And then we were rushed to, obviously, Esperance Hospital.
Where I was born, by the way. But yes.
And it's a beautiful hospital. And the
I know,
doctors
but
there.
they have limited
They were
resources.
going to burn it down after that happened. Natalie.
I mean, this is the truth in the reality in small country towns, is that they just don't have the resources to deal with an emergency like that.
The specialists and stuff aren't there. So what happened?
Well, they basically did a full body scan on Parker and said that we aren't equipped to deal with his injuries, so we just called the RFDS.
Can I ask what his injuries were?
Yeah, he had a broken pelvis in three places, a broken arm, a lacerated liver, and internal bleeding.
Yeah, so the internal bleeding would have been the real concern at this point. Yeah,
absolutely.
and the liver damage,
They did have CCTV footage at the caravan park, which the police obviously looked at because of the driver, etc.
Was there any fault or anything?
No, it was just a pure accident,
It's
of
a
all
shame for
parties,
everyone.
and the poor driver as well. But the police had said, watching that video, which obviously we would never watch, they said he should never have survived.
Wow, so something terrible and so unlucky that it happened is also a miracle on the flip side.
Yeah, and to be able to have the RFDS come down at such a short amount of time and get us back to Perth Children's, where they could really ascertain what to do with him and what specialists he needed. We can't thank them enough. They are absolutely incredible. And as you're just saying before, guys, me being a city person, I never thought that I'd ever need to use RFDS.
And you hope you don't need to.
When people
but
travel
you
overseas, the people that don't get travel insurance because they don't think anything's going to happen to them. And in your own country, you really don't. You disengage from that threat.
Absolutely.
So you've probably seen a lot of fundraising drives and stuff for the Royal Flying Doctors over the years and probably not engaged with that, as many people don't, because as people asking for money. But now you've experienced that, you know how important
absolutely
the service is.
Absolutely. You guys being regional originally and saying how do you use the service, that's all I thought it was for, basically. now, obviously, they are our number one charity of choice. We've supported other charities over the years.
Yeah.
But even we go to Coral Bay every year, and there was a little fundraiser last year when we were there. They were just doing a sausage sizzle. And normally we would just buy a sausage because, of course, we're camping. We don't want to have dinner. So, of course, we're happy to do that. But last year we actually gave, a cash donation as well. And they were like, oh, my God, and I said, we use the services this year, just for us now and our friends and family, and just raising awareness. Being city people, you may need them. Hopefully you don't, but if you do need them, they are there at a phone call
They're
away.
there and they're amazing. Like, the service is absolutely amazing.
Literally amazing.
Saving lives.
So good to hear.
Literally saving lives.
All right, so how can people get involved with this?
So Royal Fund Doctor Day is today.
Yep.
And every dollar is doubled by their amazing partners.
I've
Oh,
also
that's
got
right.
Flying
That's the
Dr. Day
CBH
socks.
Group and IGO Limited and Westgold will be matching it dollar for dollar.
Dollar for dollar. So it's doubling your impact, basically, if you donate today.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can also purchase the Flying Dr. Day socks, which is
nice.
very important. That's another way of donating or make your purchase where the money goes straight to
Feels
the
like
Royal Flying Doctors.
they should stop deep vein thrombosis, shouldn't they? They should be at least, at the very least.
If you want to donate, hit up flyingdoctorday.com.au and make your donation there, and it will be doubled today. So that's awesome.
Regards to everyone up at Itch,
Yes.
and we'll see you in the elevator.
And
You sure will. And we're happy now that there's actually the mirrors back.
that's
I
right.
know, you guys have been looking terrible, I haven't told you.
Thanks, Em.
Thanks, Sam.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.